Welcome to the Virtual Health Revolution, the podcast dedicated to inspiring health coaches and clinic owners just like you to explore the heights of your potential in the digital era. I'm your host, Karen, and together we'll uncover the secrets behind successful digital transformations in the healthcare industry. All right, well, Ronsley, thank you so much for doing this podcast interview with me.
It's a pleasure with this kind of view and this kind of company. It's a blessing.
Yes, so we are sitting here in Goa. You guys can't see, but we have a beautiful oceanfront view right in front of us. So we're high up, ocean view, beautiful place in the world. So it's a good spot to do an interview.
Too lucky.
I agree. Definitely too lucky.
Yeah.
So I like lots of my listeners always love to hear stories. So I'd love to hear a bit more about your story.
Yeah.
Now you are flown around the world, implementing AI systems in some of the biggest entrepreneurs around the world. So how did you start your journey in kind of entrepreneurship and go from restaurants to podcasting pioneer and expert to AI superstar?
I mean, when you say it like that about being flown around the world, it feels weird because the kid inside me still can't believe, when I get to new places that I'm in Boston or I'm in Brussels or I'm in Antwerp or I'm in The Hague in Netherlands near the World Forum, like it's almost...
These are, and Gary Vee, and I mean, there are some big names that are flying this guy around to really look at how they can use AI to make their business better, right?
Yeah, but I think my journey as an entrepreneur was really interesting because I never thought of myself as an entrepreneur growing up. My dad was the entrepreneur in the business. My great-grandmother was the entrepreneur that set the family up for generations because she was the gangster.
Really?
My great grandmother.
I kind of love that.
Yeah. Very strong woman that really built, and I would say the next 3-4 generations have benefited from the work that she did.
Yeah, wow.
Easily.
Wow.
Easily. And I don't know whether any of our family even maybe my dad, but even understands the life that she's been able to provide for the future generations.
Yeah.
But when we grew up in a village. Yeah. My dad was also learning to be his own person. Yeah. We lived in a rented place for a long time. We lived actually with my grandparents for a little while. Yeah. There were times that all four of us, my sister, my parents and myself, were in one room. Yeah, crazy. For that's the way we lived.
Yeah.
And I think I've been lucky in a lot of ways, from the foundation that I've been given. Yeah. My parents have always been extremely supportive of my decisions. Like I left home when I was 16, which is not normal in this.
No, it's not.
In this culture.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be my own person. Because actually, when I was younger, I saw my dad trying to be his own person. And again, those things rub off on you. And I wanted to just be Ronsley, not Richard's son. Because in Goa, I'm known as Richard's son.
Yeah, yeah.
Or my great grandmother's great grandchild, or my grandfather's grandson. So I wanted to be known as Ronsley.
Yeah.
And I left India. After I finished my bachelor's, I worked in Bangalore for a few months, and I was like, this is not for me. And got to Australia, which was amazing. I haven't been homesick since I got to Australia. Yeah. It's been really interesting because I got a chance to find out who I was.
And you just went to Australia by yourself?
Yeah, $400 in my pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you and Prince can have your how much money I had in my pocket when I rock up in Australia story.
Yeah. It's in hindsight, actually, I didn't know any different. Naivety was my friend at the time. I didn't know how much you needed. I didn't know any of that stuff. I just
I think naivety helps with lots of things. Actually, I really do. Yeah.
But my journey as an entrepreneur started when I opened my first restaurant, actually, everyone told me I was a technical person because I did a master's of software engineering. I was really good at computers.
Yeah.
I was good at computers in 8th grade. Yeah, like I was pulling things apart even before anyone knew what a computer was. You know, I'm showing my age, but it was before 286. It was XT computers. They were like, and I could pull it apart entirely. I've broken more things than I've put together easily, you know, because that's the way an engineer works, maybe. So everyone said I was a technical person. Yeah. But my first job out of university was programming a tractor to wake up in the morning, plow the field using GPS and park itself. Okay. This was 2006, 2003, 2006.
You were thinking about automation back in the day.
Oh, yeah. It was, now what we're looking at is just, like when I think of back then, what we were using to create automations and how many libraries are there now that are easily available that you can just import that we had to write from scratch is insane. So I mean, I can program in 21 languages. I was really good at that. And I was running a team across 7 different places and took that whole company of 400 to an ISO 9001 accreditation so that they could get higher end clients. And because once you get an ISO accreditation, it means all your processes are audited. Yeah. You do things correctly, so then you can get government contracts. And I realized that the person I was reporting to had been there for 19 years. And I was like, I don't want to wait 19 years for this.
To get to that next
And level, even when I looked at what he was doing, I was not necessarily inspired by, you know, being in that position. So, when I took over this ISO, became the global software quality manager for this company, they asked me whether I needed to upskill myself. And being Indian, I didn't know that they were talking about a 1-day course or a 2-day something. I said, yeah, that'd be great. I'll do an MBA. And I didn't know why they were looking at each other, but
they're like, I've got a course next week where you can do like 2 hours and
But they paid for my MBA at QUT.
They did. Oh, they did. Well, then it was worth, again, being naive.
Totally.
You know, if you'd thought about it, you wouldn't have suggested it, then you wouldn't have gotten it.
Totally.
You know, you wouldn't have, all those other people who weren't like that didn't get an MBA. You asked. You got to ask for it. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so they paid for an MBA, which I did at QUT while I was working with them, and that changed my brain.
Oh, interesting.
So I got exposed to management principles and leadership and these concepts that were gray. In engineering, it's black and white. Yeah. There is no gray.
No.
It's like, you know, when someone arguing with me on social about, so if you're saying there's no room for I'm like, yeah, it's science. There's no room for interpretation here in this instance. But anyway, I got exposed to that, which opened up a part of my brain that I never knew existed. I started a restaurant while I was still working. Oh,
so the restaurant was in Bangalore? Or?
No, in Brisbane.
This is Australia. And so what made you think restaurant? Hey, cool, I'm doing ISO, ISO certification, I'm doing all this coding and coding in 21 languages, so restaurant sounds like a good idea. What was that thought process?
Everyone told me to monetize my passion. And
and you just like eating? No.
I do like eating.
Yeah, me too. I like eating.
No, but if I think about the most compliments I've ever gotten or people that remember me is from the food they've eaten.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, even now, like my most memorable time at the restaurant was a 93-year-old grandma who he brought his grandma to my restaurant for her birthday. Aww. And she finished lunch and came up and she's like, this is the best chicken sandwich I've had in my life.
Aww.
And I was like, dude, that's 93 years of experience. That's crazy. That was a review that didn't go into, didn't go online, but that's a review that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're still talking about it today. Yeah.
And I've worked with some really famous people. Like, for example, I remember Zac Efron eating my food and going, I'm not going to eat dessert because I want this.
In your restaurant?
No, this is with his other work.
Okay.
With him.
Okay.
But this was in Australia. He came to film Down to Earth, season 2 in Australia.
Okay.
We were at Ali Beach, and I just cooked for them, the whole crew, and
nice.
they were just like, "Whoa!" Dude. And he saying that about my food, considering how much of stuff he gets.
Oh, he can have anything in the world.
Wants, right?
Yeah, Michelin star restaurants, like wherever.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So they said monetize my passion,
Okay.
and I was like, well, no one knows Goan food.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks, and everyone has asked me, like, Goa, like, is that? Yeah, no, it's very different. We don't do butter chicken.
Yeah. Yeah.
We struggle to even do vegetarian properly in Goa.
Yeah. Which is very different from the rest of India.
Right.
Yeah.
So I opened a Goan restaurant,
Yeah.
the first Goan restaurant in Australia, called Goa Doodle Doo.
I love it. Yeah.
The tagline was "Nothing like you've ever experienced before," and that was my first business.
Okay.
And that's when I realized that I was already 280 grand down before I opened my doors.
Yeah. Wow. Well, a restaurant. Yeah, you've got a lot of costs up front, right? I mean, there's different, scales of starting a business, but yeah, that one you got to put some money in up front. And
I had to redo the kitchen, the whole exhaust, the stainless steel. It was a huge expense that, again, naivety. I had no idea what I was getting into. I thought everyone should eat, not really knowing business principles.
Yeah.
That's a proper entrepreneur naivety.
Yeah.
So if you're watching and you're like, I want to start, I've been working for myself or I've been working for others, and you want to start your own thing, I would always say, find your market first before you decide to put any money into anything you're creating.
Yeah.
So that's the lesson I learned from that.
Yeah, that whole just do it because you're passionate about it is, I think businesses can be challenging. So having some level of interest at least, or passion maybe helps. But I think just maybe follow your passion sometimes doesn't relate into.
Yeah, there's so many elements. I mean, now it's easier to follow your passion because you don't have to create a traditional business.
Yeah.
So restaurants are a very traditional business where you have to have team. And I didn't know much about entrepreneurship at all. Like it literally, I was so naive, so clueless. Actually, naive is even a nice way to say that. I was so clueless.
Yeah.
Like there was a recruitment, there was marketing, there was advertising, there was cost of goods, wastage. There was so many elements that I had no idea. You just think of serving food.
Yeah.
You don't think of all the other areas that come with that, accounting.
100%. I think any business you start, you don't think about all these. You end up with all the hats.
Right.
So yeah.
So you could be the best chef on the planet. You could serve the best food on the planet. But if you don't have the business that allows you to do that, you land up like me that cooks for my friends. Which gives me a lot of satisfaction now because now I found other ways to satisfy my creativity, which is what I was trying to do when I opened that restaurant. Was go, I want to do stuff, and I want people to kind of go, oh, that's interesting. I've never heard of that before. I've never tasted that before. So that restaurant shut 3 months after being married. Shut overnight. The locks were changed. I had $478,000 of debt, and that was when I learned to become an entrepreneur.
I can imagine. I mean, it's a tough lesson.
It's a great lesson.
But a great lesson, I'm sure, in hindsight. And then, so how was podcasting? Was that the next? There was.
Yeah. So what happened was. The locks were changed. And then I called my landlord. They're like, you can't talk to me. You got to talk to a lawyer. I called the lawyer. Lawyer's like, you have to pay this kind of money for me to talk to their lawyer. So I literally had to walk away from everything because I put everything into this thing. And so I got a job on Tuesday to chef at the Bavarian Beer Cafe.
Okay.
So while I was doing that, I realized that there were a lot of chefs in there that had spare time.
Okay.
Because they were contracting out, they had they would do 5 hours on a Thursday, 5 hours on a Tuesday, because those were the main days, because they had specials and they might not have, a shift on the weekend. And then I stumbled across, a friend of mine needed a website done, so I did it for her for free, and she bought me this ticket to Key Person of Influence. Have you heard of them?
No.
Key Person of Influence is a program by Daniel Priestley.
Okay.
He's written a great book.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good.
Yeah. So when I did that, I realized that there were people that wanted fresh food cooked for them, and were lining up at McDonald's because they were just busy. And, so I created a company that was a dual marketplace that chefs would plug in from one end that had spare time, and people that wanted food cooked for them in their home, depending on their goals, on the other end. So chefs would go to their home, cook their food once a week, put it in their freezer, fridge, Google Calendar.
Does that still exist? I need that.
Everyone says that.
Can I have that now? Yeah. Where is that? Yeah.
So to promote that, I started a podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the podcast got 1 million listeners in 4.5 months, and was in the banner section of iTunes.
Wow. And what year is it? When is this?
2013.
Yeah. So this is before podcasting really is what it is today. You know, we almost need to have a podcast, or we all do some sort of content. But in 2013, there wasn't as many podcasts out there.
Well, very, very, very few people didn't even know what is a podcast was the most common question I got asked.
Yeah,
easily.
Interesting. Yeah.
But because iTunes had my podcast with Triple J and ABC Radio going around those 6 banner things, all my friends who were entrepreneurs were like, how did you do that? So remember, I had this 478 grand of debt, right? So I put out a Facebook post, and I said, first, all these friends of mine, I gave them my Evernote folder, and they're like, I don't understand any of the things you've written in here. And I'm like, wait, this is simple. Why can't you? It's very simple. This followed the steps. Now I don't understand anything of this. So anyway, I put out a post, and I said, I'll take 8 people on, 2 I'll do one-on-one, and 6 in a group. And if you're interested, send me a message. I had 32 grand in my account by the end of the week because they all paid. And I was like, oh, so that went to paying off this debt, right?
Yeah.
So I did 19 of those. In that time, I started the first podcasting conference in Australia in 2014.
Yeah.
I did that for 9 years. And then that was a huge unlock because after the conference, while I was doing these programs in a group setting, people were like, I want this done for me. So I started an audio marketing agency that got to 1 million in 9 months or something, like 7.5 or 8 months or something like that.
Yeah.
And no one had even heard of a podcast company before or an audio marketing. We didn't call ourselves a podcast company because podcasting was not a thing.
Yeah.
So people didn't know to associate that with value.
Yeah.
So we were an audio marketing agency. And that just opened up insane doors. In 2016, I wrote a book that became literally a brochure for everything.
Yeah.
2017, they asked me to do a TEDx talk at UQ.
Yeah.
That got made a TED talk on 2018.
Yeah. Amazing.
And then we signed the first deal with Amazon in Australia to upload to Audible in 2017. And then, the rest is history, I suppose, in that sense of the podcasting world. We would have done 1,100 podcasts easily for businesses, brands, actors, politicians, athletes, big business, small business.
Yeah.
And then AI comes along, which is literally the merger of my 2 worlds of computers and talking to people.
Yeah. Yep.
When now I feel like I'm Neo in the Matrix. So my long story, as short as I could make that is how I'm here today.
Yeah, and so now because you've still got the podcasting agency or the audio agency, but you're kind of focusing more on helping people with this new world of AI, I guess.
Yeah, that runs itself. I'm not even in any meetings anymore. In fact, over the last 3 months, that's one of the things that I had to do is remove myself from that. And focus entirely on this. And even in this space, I needed an AI to tell me that I was selling myself short.
Yeah.
And I was doing all these things like consulting and coaching and training and selling these courses when I should actually do what I was always meant to do, is implement.
Yeah.
And that has been the biggest unlock for me, considering. And it's interesting because I've had so many unlocks in my career as an entrepreneur, but this feels very different. And now, we implement AI solutions for companies. So we pretty much AI enable them in 90 days.
Yeah.
And these are companies that, like, we're doing a toy company in Seattle. Like, it is, you would think that AI will not touch anything, and I'm here to disagree with that, because I think it's going to touch everything, and it'll easily be the biggest conversation of our lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, 100%, right? It's just, I don't think there is anything that's going to be able to, like, not have it be affected by AI.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah. So then, I mean, there's so many questions in that. What about, let's start with, though, having to step away and have, like, that all run without you, because a lot of the doctors that I work with, that's their goal eventually. Like, they want to be able to create, and it's kind of what we work with, and why we kind of help them create a virtual practice and then put systems in and kind of marketing solutions to be able to eventually get them, working on the business and not actually seeing patients anymore. But was there any kind of, like, mindset shifts or things you really had to get over to, like, to be able to, or to be able to set it up so that this really did run without your day-to-day input?
Yeah, I realized that CEO actually means Chief Energy Officer.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Not Chief Executive Officer.
I should remember that too. Yeah.
And I took my role seriously.
Yeah. Okay.
So as a founder, you normally don't take your role seriously because you founded everything.
Yeah.
Everything is yours. So I'm telling you all my highlights, but I've also had things that didn't work, for us. Like the one that comes to mind is someone that stole computers and money and and mobile phones and like, not only that, but convinced, like, half the team to get other jobs, and while she was actually running the team. Aww. So it was like a huge trust breaking, not even about. So there's all these lessons that you learn as a leader.
Yeah, 100%.
So the shift for me was, my biggest value is to make sure that my organization doesn't run out of energy.
Yeah.
And for them to not run out of energy, they need to have a vision that they know they can be part of.
Yes.
And if I'm not showing them that vision, there's no way for them to get inside my head to know what that is.
Yes.
So if I'm doing the day-to-day operations, I'm definitely not showing them the vision.
Yes. I love that. Yeah.
No one's asked me that before, so thank you for asking, because I've never really broken it down either that way.
And actually, I'm glad I did, just for me. I mean, I don't know what you guys think for your business, but I'm too stuck in the day-to-day still. Mm-hmm. And actually, that was, like, such a good way of putting it. Because also with my business, as the journey's gone, how my energy is at the time, whether that's I've had a child or something's happened, even if I don't think that I'm bringing that to the company, I always manage to see it on the bottom line, and it's amazing how much, even if I'm still in the business or I'm whatever, but my energy has just, and, like, where I'm going with it, and you as the leader, you've just got such an impact on that. But from an energy perspective, it's not even any of the actions, or that I'm, like, doing less, or anyway, I love it. That's a lesson for me, actually. That was a good one.
And I think it's for all of us, because we can easily be busy, but are we being effective?
Yeah. 100%.
It's like we can easily sleep, but are we resting?
Yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but totally.
So I think as a leader, as a founder, as someone that is in the business and there's nothing wrong with being in the business. Now, right now, I'm in the business for my new business.
Yeah.
I'm very much in the business. I'm very much dictating play because I want this to run the way I want it to run.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying that I want it to run the way I want it to run, including hiring smarter people than me that can tell me that what I'm thinking is wrong. And they can run it better. So it's not like, oh, this is only my way. That's not what I mean. I mean that I have certain standards that if they drop, then I lose interest. So I need to keep those standards not only for my team, but more importantly for me to show up with that energy. So being in the business is nothing wrong with it. Just being very strategic about what parts of the business you're in and what parts of the business you're going to let go of, I think is key, and it's a really important lesson to learn as a leader.
And also there's like stages to that, because in the beginning, being in the business helps you learn what you need to do to grow the business sometimes, right? Like there's different times for that. So you're helping these companies, become AI enabled. All our clients are mostly like health coaches or functional medicine doctors, so chiropractors, naturopaths. Some have multiple clinics, some just have one clinic. All are working on transitioning into some sort of virtual offer.
Right.
And they're all starting to listen and hear about, obviously, that AI tools. They've played with ChatGPT. But is there anywhere where you think they should start, or maybe stay away from when they're starting to think about AI for their company? Because a lot of them are kind of saying, okay, I'm hearing all this, I'm starting to see it come up on my feed, I've played with ChatGPT, I have no idea what else to do.
Right, that's a great question. Let me start by saying that it's important to know what the goal of the company is.
Yes.
And then if you know what the goal of the company is, then you know there are different ways that you're already doing to get there. And rather than think of AI enabled, think of make your company more human.
Yeah, okay.
So what are the things that you can get technology to do, AI to do, that will allow your company to be a more human company?
What do you mean by that?
So that your humans can focus on the human things like courage, connection, collaboration, and don't have to worry about things like operational stuff that an AI could do for you. There's a tech solution for that. So hopefully my intention is that with the things we do, it allows the leaders to be more courageous, to have more connection, to have more collaboration. And that goes for their team, for their people, for their clients, for themselves, and keep the promises they're making on their website. So from an AI perspective, you could make all the AI action figure images you want, but is that going to contribute to the goal? Right?
I love that, especially. So the clients I work with are really passionate about helping their patients. They're all amazing practitioners that have these big goals on how they're going to transform healthcare, or at least within the condition that they work with. They really look at reversing it and root cause medicine and all that kind of stuff. And I love what you're saying because they, a lot of them, some of them want to, scale out, not see patients, but a lot of them still want to be able to have that time with the patient, and they don't have enough time with the patient because they've also got the admin, or they've also got something else to do, or they've also got to do this piece and this piece. And, whereas what you're saying is if you could don't try and change all of it, we're just spend more time on that bit that is connection, that a patient might want to talk to you, or really connect with your team, have the bits that are, almost your admin time really optimized.
Probably the best way to think about it is what is the biggest sticking point right now you're spending so much time on that you don't want to? If an AI could do that, what could you do that would provide more value? So that's the way I would see it. If they really care about practicing, then what are the other things that are getting in the way of them doing that? If they really care about growing the business, then what are the things that are getting in the way of doing that? If they really care about their vision of the brand being known by someone or something or some group of people, then what is getting in the way of them doing that?
Yeah.
If for example, they don't have a good referral back from their current people or clients, then getting an AI to help and augment that process will make a massive difference.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah. So things like that, I feel, are ways to AI enable your company that allows it to be more human, but not with the intention that you fire someone. That's not what I'm trying to say. Is like use AI or use technology to get rid of people. I'm saying use technology so you can give your people a 4-day work week.
Yeah.
And yourself as well.
Yeah.
A 4-day work week.
Yeah.
Because if you can do that for your people, then you can do that for yourself, and then you can also learn how to do the basic things like, do you plan your week? Do you prioritize your tasks? And if you don't, I'm sure your team doesn't. And if your team doesn't, then everyone's working and everyone's busy, but they're not working towards this goal that we're
not
trying
actually ticking off things that are going to scale the company to where we want to take it. Yeah, 100%. I love that. And I think I like that then we're trying to make more time for what they want to do. Even without AI, that's what we always try to do as a company, because we do it for them. So like as a marketing company, we take if the doctor needs from a document being edited to slides being made to complete, doing all their Facebook ads, all their funnels, we really try to keep them doing the doctor stuff and do all the other pieces in terms of marketing, getting them clients for them, because we really want them to be able to focus on being the doctor. But now, if we can make some of those things more efficient using AI to be able to, have them even more be able to focus on that. They're not answering the phones necessarily, or
even getting them the results that they want. Like answering the phones is basically communication, right? Is there a better way to get them to communicate?
Yeah.
Is there a better way for the clients to communicate with the practice? So maybe not everyone wants to be on calls. Maybe some people want a different way of that communication to happen. And I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying asking those questions is a good time right now, because things are changing, and making shifts in how you do things as a practice will also determine how you can embrace where the world is going.
Yeah. And healthcare will be interesting, because there are like a lot of, they've been testing, AI versus like a doctor who's diagnosing faster. I mean, in more traditional healthcare, but so it'll be interesting to see how that does shift. And I think our doctors are the type of doctors that we work with are well positioned in that, because they're not diagnosing quite like traditional medicine. They're more looking at the whole person.
Right.
They're getting to the root cause. They're working on like different systems. So I think if they can use AI to do what they do better, I don't know, they're in a better space than maybe some of those traditional healthcare that are just, really, you've got this list of symptoms, you're diagnosed with that, you're given that medication.
100%, because there's confirmation bias.
Yeah.
That always kicks in with a human.
Yeah.
That they'll see someone and they'll go, I know what the problem is, I'm just going to ask the right questions to confirm my bias.
Yeah, so true. Yeah.
However, if these doctors had an AI that was listening, a non-biased AI, and kind of going, these are some things to think about while the conversation is happening, not only will that AI be taking notes that you don't have to take anymore, so patient notes become irrelevant, which is probably the worst thing for most practitioners, is like remembering and taking patient notes.
And then doing paperwork afterwards, storing that, or
So if there's an AI that could do that, is such a simple solution to alleviating like one of the biggest issues with practice. Which is actually solving multiple problems at the same time, which is the right diagnosis. Not to say that the experts can't diagnose. That's not what I'm saying.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm saying that having an unbiased partner that can help you make the right diagnosis.
Or even, I mean, I've got some practitioners who are even just trying to use it through using ChatGPT to like help, be faster on like which supplements to give for which protocol and stuff. They've got they've been able to like program it with like, this is what, and be able to use it to faster like pump out supplement protocols for their different patients, which is, I think it's really cool.
Yeah. These are the ways that's exactly what I'm saying about where do you use AI. These are the places where it's annoying you and you want to...
Totally, right? What about some of the biggest mistakes you see business owners start to make when they think about using AI or even just thinking about it?
I think getting caught up in the news cycle is probably one of the biggest ones.
So guilty.
Yeah. But also worrying about the new tools that are coming out. Or I need to get on this program. I need to get on this new subscription.
Okay. Talk about AI tools then. Are there some that people should be jumping on, or?
Yeah, I think I'd rather people worry about process than tools.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you've been in business for a number of years, you know what processes work and you know what processes don't work.
Yeah.
The processes that work, you can augment them and make them way better by injecting AI into that.
Yeah.
And the processes that don't work, you can inject AI to get them working again.
Yeah, okay. Rather than thinking, how do I try to fit my process into the tool, you want to really fit the tool into the process. You don't want to be, And then
you go, okay, so this is my process that I'm trying to fix. What's the best tool to help me do that?
Yeah.
Not, I have a ChatGPT Pro account, so I'm going to use, because, ChatGPT, the best way to explain ChatGPT right now is it's the Facebook of the social world. Yeah. It's the Facebook of the AI world. Yeah. So there was a time when anyone that had a Facebook account and posting on Facebook called themselves a social media expert. Yeah. Right? And then all these other social media platforms came along and they had to learn all these other things to call themselves a social media expert. And now a Facebook expert is only a Facebook expert, right? Yeah. So ChatGPT is trying to be the be-all and end-all, the duck's nuts, if you want to call it that, or bee's knees of AI, which means it's not really specialized in anything specific. I find that there are other tools that are better, like...
for specific things that we want to do.
Correct. Like writing, for example. Writing marketing copy, I highly recommend Claude. Okay. Because everyone's using ChatGPT, and it's being anything that comes out of that is now being labeled as AI.
Yeah, people can tell that that's where it's come out of. Yeah.
But anything that comes out of Claude, they can't tell because it is way better and it uses different protocols and it's a different LLM. So I highly recommend Claude. I highly recommend Gemini for big files or a lot of context, things that are like, you say you want to put multiple contracts in, or you wanted to read a couple of books, or you want to say, for example, you've done, you have 10 podcast interviews transcripts, and you want to maybe put that into a book of some sort, and you already have some sort of manuscript. I would use Gemini for that because no other tool will be able to do that for you, AI tool. So different tools for different things, and more importantly, understanding the difference between an AI assistant, an AI agent, an AI automation. They all mean different things, but I think everyone's using them as a synonym now.
Yeah, they seem to be. Yeah, especially AI agent. So what is an AI agent in terms of what we can use it for now, and maybe what we're going to be able to use it for? Because I think that's changing a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, massively.
Yeah.
I don't think we have, in the real sense, we don't have AI agents yet. We have agentic type behavior that people are calling AI agents. Yeah. An AI agent is someone, or is an agent that you can leave the task to and let it complete, and it'll do it right, and it'll think for itself and do everything on its own. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we have agentic type behavior right now, but it still needs human oversight.
which means that like we can tell it to like order something online and send it to our house, but we have to tell it, whereas one day we're going to be like, I just want a Coke, and it will just sort out that a Coke will come and figure out what the best way is to get it to you.
And you don't have to look like, so for example, you might say that I want, this to order, and it'll probably go and order it. But if right now it's not at a stage where you can trust it entirely to order you the Coke. So you could get, I don't know, when you say I want a Coke, it could get like a big slab of one slab of wood. That's what it thinks it is. So right now the human oversight is important because we have not really understood how to communicate with AI yet. We're using human polite speak like please and thank you, but please and thank you doesn't mean anything to the
or getting angry at it. I've heard like people be like, we're not friends today, ChatGPT, and like I read that like the number one use for it right now is as like a therapist. I was so naive. I looked on there and I thought, because I'm so business focused, I use it. I mean, I use it for random things too, but I thought there'd be business uses first, and then I had a look and I'm like, people are using it. Yeah. They're chatting to it more than,
I mean, even for me, like some of the biggest breakthroughs I've had is for me just chatting with it and asking it questions that I didn't really want the answers to. Yeah. Or maybe I wanted a confirmation bias type answer. Yeah. But with the right instructions, it won't just confirm my bias. It'll actually tell me and give me reasons of why I'm not looking at this correctly, including the name of my book, by the way. I was going to name my book some dumb stuff like My AI Love Affair. Oh, yeah, I remember you. I think I saw you posting that, actually, that you were going to. So that was going to be the name of the book. Yeah. And I had other names, but I put that into AI, and I was like, hey, this is what I have so far, one shot prompt. It literally was one shot because it went through some of my stuff. And when your first book was Amplify, the second book should be Amplify AI because all the things that you, and it was like, this is a really good title. I like it. They were smart. They were smart. It was so in front of my face. Yeah, but you couldn't see it. But I couldn't see it, So that's, AI is like so useful for that. Yeah. Like, do you really want to know what your shortcomings are? Well, ask AI. Yeah. I should do that more. Anything you're scared of about AI? Are there things that are you like positive about the future? Have you got any like things that you're not positive about when it comes to the future of AI? I always find it interesting to see what people think, because there's some people that are like super negative about like the way the world's going and we're all going to end up like Terminator, and then like some people are just like, and maybe the truth is somewhere in between. The truth is that we could land up as like the Terminator. There's no, like, I think that's the truth that everyone's trying to say, including Jeffrey Hinton when he won the Nobel, his Nobel Prize. And I think understanding, we kept calling it an AI tool, but it's not a tool really. It's an intelligence on its own. It's a life form on its own. And I think we have to understand the difference. So artificial intelligence is a field that brings together psychology, neurology, computer science, physics, mathematics. There's like 8 different fields that come together to make up artificial intelligence. It's built like us. It has long-term memory, it has short-term memory. The difference is that we're a carbon-based life form while it's a silicon-based life form. As a carbon-based life form, we require food and water to survive. Under the right environmental conditions, we thrive. It requires power and data to survive under the right environmental conditions. It thrives. It's not search. It's not information. It's not a tool that's going to look for something and say if it's not there. It's living, and it's trying its best to help you. Yeah. And it's in its infancy right now. So we can either be the parents that say, do as I say, or we can be the parents that say, do as I do. Okay. Now, I think in terms of being scared, I feel that we should always have AI freely available. There should not be any government getting involved in the AI, because every government has their own agenda.
Yeah.
And that should not be the case. So we have open source models, which is great. That is the base of everything, so that they can't take AI away from us.
Yeah.
Because imagine now that this new technology is available and only the governments could use it.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that it's freely available.
Yeah.
Right? And the idea of, we already know as a human species, as far as psychology goes, that saying something is illegal or shouldn't be done.
No, it just makes it like,
it makes it worse.
Yeah.
So it has to be freely available. It has to be free. It has to be open source. It has to develop on its own. And it's just like a child. Like, it's just like, you know, the right way to parent is to develop the child as the way, like, there's only so much we can control.
Yeah.
We can't, like, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But there used to be a time where parenting was do as I say.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And we've
not
that long ago.
No.
But that's no different right now
Yeah.
with AI. So I think understanding the principles of how this is working is very important. It's not a program.
Yeah.
It's not something that someone has built that you plug into your computer and, you know, only when you tell it to stop it's not that. It is way more. It even has something that we call it as computer scientists the black box effect, which as computer scientists, as programmers, as technical experts, we don't know some of the neural connections it's making.
Yeah, wow.
It's got a black box effect. That's why it's so smart. And it will be smarter than us.
Yeah.
It's only what I'm scared of is that our ego will be so big that we can't handle something smarter than us.
Yeah.
And we're going to do some dumb shit at that point.
We always do dumb shit, don't we? A little bit.
Yeah.
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 Are you getting a robot?
I'm already building my own jobs at home. I mean, that's why I want you guys to come over and see it looks like the Bat Cave.
Really?
Oh my God,
Oh,
it's
maybe
got
we
stuff
can
running
do
in the
it.
background and like, I just came back from the States and got a whole bunch of new tech.
Really? Okay, we might have to go. Check it out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, to finish up today, I've got some rapid fire questions. Do you want to do some quick ones for me to finish up?
Let's go.
I mean, there's so many things I could ask you, but let's finish up there. What's one AI myth you still hear?
That AI is a tool.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a big one that I think,
I feel like I thought about that. You're so right, though. It's well, speaking of tool, I won't call it a tool. I was going to say, what's your favorite AI or business tool this week?
Yeah, I mean, Claude is my favorite.
Claude's your favorite?
Yeah, because I use it for coding as well. The team uses it, and it's extremely good. Okay. Not only for marketing, but it's really good for coding, and it's really good for. So what we do is we develop unit tests, test our code, and Claude does an amazing job at writing all these tests, then tests our code. Because if we had to get a computer engineer to do that, it would take way too long. Yeah. But it does a great job at writing these unit tests and writing documentation. And so Claude is easily my favorite. Yep.
I like it. Best piece of business advice you ever got?
The goal is not as important as the person you become trying to achieve the goal.
Oh, very true. So true. You got a favorite book that every business owner should read?
Yes. I used to have two, but so...
Besides your book?
Not my book. It's not my book. It's not my book. I'm not that... Dan Martell. Every business owner should read Dan Martell's Buy Back Your Time.
Yeah.
And every person trying to better themselves needs to read The Obstacle is the Way.
Oh, I haven't read The Obstacle is the Way.
Oh my! I've read it like 19 or 21 times, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, every time I'm in a funk, I read The Obstacle is the Way. Okay. And it's a really good way to shift our thinking from the colonial way that I have to get it my way.
Yeah. Okay.
To go, oh, there's an obstacle. I think God must have a better plan. I'm not saying I'm not religious, but I mean, maybe the universe has a better plan for me.
Yeah.
And expecting.
It can be so hard to think that way, but it's so true. And the longer, I guess, you're just alive, the more you realize that, right? Like, yeah. Yes, yeah. I like it. All right. One thing you wish more entrepreneurs were honest about?
Their weaknesses.
Yeah. We got a few of them, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And, who's someone you think more people in business should be paying attention to right now? Is there someone you're following or you're really enjoying their content?
Dan Martell's doing a great job of that.
He's doing some...
Taki as well. I think Taki's great in terms of some of the principles for selling that he has.
Yeah.
He has not only for selling, for like actually making sure that you're safe with the investment you're making.
Yeah.
You know, I find that extremely valuable. I also find something extremely valuable that I picked up from Taki that I'll always give him credit for, because he always gives credit for anything he learns.
Yeah, he really does.
I've never seen anyone do that like Taki does.
No, because there's so many people that just copy Taki's stuff without giving him credit. Like, so I just often see things online. I'm like, well, that's Taki.
Yep.
Like, you can see it. So
yeah, I've seen
it is. You can use it and give credit.
Yeah.
Right?
And he does a brilliant job. And since then, I've never seen anyone do it, but I've seen him do it in 2017 for the first time. And since then, it's been one of the things I've adopted, that always give credit where you learn things from. Because you also realize that if we go back before colonial times, wisdom was never something paid for. It was always passed down. It was always free. There's nothing that was kept. And people ask me about AI and IP all the time, actually. Yeah. And my answer to that is I wish IP gets taken away. There should be no IP, because I believe IP was invented by the white man to say, this belongs to me.
Yeah.
Wisdom and knowledge was never commoditized or never put a price on. It was always freely passed down. It was only when colonials came to a place, they kind of stopped the indigenous people from getting knowledge, burning libraries and doing these kind of things, right? So everything we do has come from somewhere else.
I agree. And you know what? Within what we do, our biggest, our clients, our biggest clients that have been able to get the most success, they always, they let me share their stuff. They're always they tell other doctors to, thinking of one of our clients in particular, he's always to other doctors, why don't you just come and shadow my practice for the day then? Come see what I'm doing. He will tell you his last thing that he's doing. He doesn't keep anything to himself at all. He's super oh, hey, you need help, I'll tell you, and that's what the most successful people are doing. I think when you're oh, that's my idea, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to, from what I know about other people.
I think that when you asked me about what entrepreneurs should do, what was that question?
What do they should be more honest about?
More honest about. I think a lot of times we have these patterns that even we are not aware of.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
And it's not that we're not being honest with ourselves, it's more that we don't even know. So having someone look at that is key. It doesn't matter what you try, whether it's a hypnotherapy session, or you have a counselor, or you have a performance coach. Those are very, very useful for you to see the things that you're doing that you even have no idea that you're doing, and it's just a pattern. And usually these patterns of holding our things close to ourselves is a pattern that we have gotten from somewhere. We're not doing it on purpose necessarily, We're kind of going, someone, when I was younger, I saw someone steal some stuff from my parents, and I have this thing that, so a lot of the times we just don't know any different, that there's a better way to do that. And sometimes that's even harder to let go of because you've been so used to doing that. But I think perspective from an entrepreneur perspective, for an entrepreneur, perspective will make a bigger change than any amount of hard work that you could potentially do.
Yeah, I agree. We're sitting here this time next year. Where is Ronsley and your business?
Ooh. I don't have those kind of goals in terms of where is Ronsley, because I'm pretty lucky that, I'm very, very happy where I am.
That's awesome.
I've always been extremely lucky and blessed and grateful for where I am right now. I wake up every day and I say to myself and the universe that I'm here to serve and I want to be of service. So wherever that takes me in the next year.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm here for the journey. Well, thank you so much for
This
doing
is
this.
cool. I love
Yeah,
it. I loved it. So good.
Cool. Awesome. Me too. As I said, I think I could chat all afternoon. We could have I have done that once. I sat there and one of my people I interviewed, we just I ended up having to turn it off. I was like, okay, that was 3 hours.
Wow.
Stop talking. So I won't do that to you today. But thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you.